Why, hello there, farmers and ranchers alike. Shams Nelson here from Fantastic Anatomy, and in this episode of Fantastic Anatomy, we're going to be redesigning this character for a children's book. So my client, sent me this drawing for one of the characters, and it's got a lot of personality. It's looking good. Nothing wrong with the design, I don't think. And so I really just want to bring it into my style, and I thought this would be a cool little or a fun little video to kind of show you my process of how I would translate something into my style. And everyone has their own style, but this is mine. So the first thing I want to do is actually before I even start drawing, and I've already done a little thinking, is try to get the heart and soul of this character. What is he? He's a really friendly grandpa. Look at him. He's got a warm smile. He's kind-hearted. Probably a hard worker, good morals. He's got his farmers. He's all about his farming. You know what I'm saying? So that's another little thing, detail about him. So I'm gonna try to make sure to capture that, and I might go 3/4 view so that I can get a little more of like the full 3D effect. So the first thing I'm running into is how to capture his smile with his little beard. And shouldn't even go into details yet, actually. Let's see. No, so I don't know if this is going to work out, you guys. We'll see what happens. I want to give him a little chin, I think. The reason I'm using simple shapes, so I'll just make this into a full little circle. The reason I'm using simple shapes is because then I can draw him from any angle. And that's going to be important because this is the really rough composition sketch, and that's going to be him right there. So even before I go into more details on the face, let's get the rest of the body. Let's get them. So I think he seems like he's maybe a little thin, you know, thin but strong in his older age. Or maybe he has a little bit of a belly. You know what I'm saying? All right. I don't want his legs too long, because I don't want him coming off as a like heroically proportioned character. And I think with the hips jutting out gives a little too much. What's it called? Gives a little too much swagger and confidence. Not that he's not confident, but just not in that way. So maybe let's have the action line going like this. I don't want him too hunched over either, because he's in gardening out in the garden. He's in good shape. So these are the kind of things I'm trying to figure out at this stage. So when I go to draw him, I can one, draw him consistently, and two, get the right spirit in the drawing. So maybe this hand would be holding like a shovel or something. Let's go ahead and do that. Because right now this sketch isn't for the book or anything. This is just for my own research. It doesn't really matter what he's wearing. I mean, what he's, like his pose or whatever. I'm just trying to get an idea. Like how the overalls will look from 3/4 view. Should be pretty simple, but you never know, you might run into some problems. See, I like putting maybe a little gap between his legs there. Does that look cool? I feel like that gives a little style. Okay. He's wearing his long sleeve. Come down here. Doot, doot. It's relatively thin arms. Let's go back to the face. So the mouth's high up. I think that's going to be important to show that he's smiling, obviously. And maybe for this smiling aspect, I can give him a little cheek. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, because now he looks like a little youngster with a mustache, and that's just disturbing. But let's keep it around for now. Okay. Yeah, he looks like a little youngster with a mustache. So what's going on here? His eyes don't look old enough. Let's have him smiling at his eyes, make him a little smaller. Give him some crow's feet here. Make sure his mustache is clear. And I think when older characters usually have bigger noses. So let's see what happens if I give him a much bigger nose. I don't know. And I like the fact that his hair is coming out from the side and you can tell that he's like bald on top. So we gotta keep that little aspect, little character detail. I like how the hat's flaring out a little bit. That's kind of fun. Look at this guy. Okay. So now he looks a little too much like Mario. I think I made his head too big. So the beauty of Photoshop, let's just make the head smaller. See how that looks. Yep. But I like the idea of head being a little big. I don't know. I guess that's kind of my style. This is the reason for that cartoony style. You know what I'm saying? Now he's gonna look a little like Mario because he's pretty much wearing Mario's outfit. Right? The overalls and wait, does Mario wear a cap? Oh man, that's weird. I can't even remember right now. Alright. Is this working? Is this not working? I might just go ahead and ink it and see how I'm feeling about it after that. Something about the head isn't coming out right for me. I think it's just the general shape of the head might be a little too round. Okay, and then his neck actually, so his head should be more forward. Because the neck would connect. There. There we go. I think we're getting closer here. So his neck should come down to around here. Alright. We're thinking more pointy. So the rounder you make something, if you use round shapes, it's gonna look like soft, non-threatening, inviting, etc. So I've used a lot of round shapes here. Round, round, you know, even his feet are kind of rounded, that's kind of rounded. Alright. If I use sharper shapes, it's gonna look more sturdy. And I think he should look a little more sturdy. Because that'll help make him seem like a convincing farmer type. You know? He's got to be pretty decently strong to be a hard-working farmer guy. And then, yeah, maybe that's the look. Yeah, there you go. It's more relaxed. The other one was too peppy. There we go. Hard-working farmer guy. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's so I'm making a little more angular at some spots to come with that. Don't want too many triangles because triangles are dangerous. He's not coming off as dangerous guy. So what I might actually change this to, if I was using this in a final drawing, is give him one of these. I think it's called a hoe or whatever, but a different shaped tool. Like I'm not gonna give him a trident or what's it called? I don't know what they call it when you're using it to move hay. You know, there's a different name. A pike? No, I don't know. Alright, cool. So you know what? Actually, I wasn't gonna ink it. Should I ink this guy? Maybe. I'll do a little bit, at least on the face. The rest doesn't really need to be inked. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll probably put it into flash mode right now. Or no, you know what? Since I'm just doing the face, I won't fast forward it. Oops. So I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna turn the opacity thing off. Why does this keep happening? These channels get turning on. What? That doesn't make any sense. That looks brown to you guys, right? Wait, not anymore. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with my face? My eyes! Alright. Alright, let's get started. So I have the pressure thing on, but not the opacity. I think the nose is partially making, giving the Mario effect. So I might want to tone that back a little bit. With the beard, should I just make it one shape or should I give it bumps? Now I'm going to have a little bit of a rougher, sketchy style for this project. So I'm going to leave it like that, which I like actually. So I guess like for these, see I don't like that. A little too rough. Actually no, it's nice. It's because you know. Oh, that's a funny little smirk right there. I like that. And then you gotta see to give him a little bit of that, you know, old man, like a little bit of the saggy skin. It's not really fat. It's just a little bit of the saggy skin. Okay. The other thing I'm gonna want to do is come up with the color flats, so that I can just sample from this when I'm doing any drawings of him, and that way I won't ever have like different blues. See, the way I think it's preferable to do digital painting, or at least the way I do it, is to do all the flats. So that means just put the colors without any regard for lighting or shadow. So kind of like here, this one's done in flats. Come on, scoot over. Scoot over. You know? Hey, why is my thing tripping out? Hey! Hey! You shall pay for this. This is done in flats. See, there's no like shadow and stuff. And so then when the lighting changes, you do the flats first, they're always going to be consistent. Then the lighting will change. Like if in one part she's in the character's in a cave, so her clothes are going to be tinted by the dark and light from that cave. I don't think you'll be able to see the other thing. So I think that's cool for that. Let's give him some crow's feet maybe. Right? Yeah, I think that's good. And I'll do a little bit right here. So I guess he's wearing a t-shirt. He's got his overalls on. Now, this overall should have buttons, I think. It's pretty standard issue on the overall, in the overall world. I was thinking, like, should I have one overall coming off at the side of his shoulder or something like that? Like, but no, I don't think he's that kind of character. He's not like, he's more well put together. I feel like he's a traditional, you know, a more traditional grandfather. And, wants to look his Sunday best, even when he's working in the farm. Not to be, you know, you get dirty and stuff, but you're not gonna let your overall strap hang loose. It's just not respectful. Have some self-respect. That's what I think you might say. Have some self-respect, Sonny. Get that overall strap on. Hey, Dad, I'm recording a video. What's up?
No, it's just like you have to teach you, right?
Yeah, but alright, yeah. I gotta leave in like 40 minutes. Cool. Alright, cool. So they should get me the skin color, the overall color, this and this, his shoes. What am I going to do about his shoes? Alright, let's do some shoes. Should have some kind of boots, right? For working in the garden. That's something I might have to look at some reference for. But it's cartoony, so it might even be just simple enough like that. And I think here those are his pant cuffs. But I kind of like the idea of his... Nah. I was going to make him like big boots, but no. That's cool. That little fold over is nice. I like that. Let's keep that. Alright, and for the boots, do I need to add any more? I mean, it might be decent enough. Now, I'm not going to worry about drawing it in perspective and stuff and getting it perfect, because this isn't like this drawing. I mean, I guess it might go into the book at some point, but I'm not drawing it with that intention. And if it does, then I can go fix it at any point. I think the idea of it's a little stretchy there, that seems like a grandpa thing to happen. Have your pants be stretchy around the crotch area. Alright. Not too folded over here, let's keep it clean. Now I should zoom out because I've been zoomed in a lot. When you do that, sometimes you end up making silly mistakes. But since I already did the underdrawing, it's been a little safer. Alright, great. So now I'm going to do some color flats. I don't like that boot. Forget that boot. Like, see, I shouldn't waste my time on that. I'm going to have to research the boots to figure out exactly what the boots look like. But since they're black, it probably doesn't matter too much. And I only have to draw it a couple times. So I'm not going to worry about that too much, actually. Alright, let's just get rid of that in the background. We're going to put a layer underneath. We're going to do color flats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the colors here. And I'll make adjustments as I see fit. Alright. So we've got this part of the cap's blue. And I really like how he's like matching. It gives a very cartoony feel. Because come on, whose hat is ever exactly the same color as his overalls? Cartoon characters. That's who. Alright, so he's going for the white and blue scheme, which I think is very classic. And I'm digging it. But this blue might be coming off as a little bit too saturated for me, I think is what I'm coming up with. I'm going to go ahead and put the skin tone in. And I also might relate it to Summy's. So I should bring in, let's look at, I'll show you Summy's. She's the main character and I've already drawn her up. So we want them to look good side by side, I think. Because that's how they shall appear. So Summy. Alright, 1 second. Have patience. Patience, child. Alright, not cleaned up. I'm going for the rough style. Summy! Alright, view, window, range, to vertical. Alright, cool. Oops. She's got kind of thicker lines, so that's something I want to make sure to bear in mind. Alright, but let's not worry about that right now. We're working on colors. So, let me look at Summy's flats. So that's it. Alright, and then I have the green over it. There are her flats. So, might even want the same scale. So this is feeling a little saturated for me. Alright, look at his skin compared to hers. Let's go for hers. And I think even just a little bit darker and less saturated is the impression I'm feeling. So that seems like it's working a little better for me. A little more natural. Alright. Is it a little too desaturated? Possibly, possibly. We'll come back to that. We can always saturate it up again. And then this, so let's see, I can go actually like this. The blue I think is a little too saturated too. I want it to have a nice denim feel. So I'm going to go up here into layer, or image, adjustments, hue saturation. After I selected it, and let's just lower the saturation. I'm going to hide, Command H thing. I think a little lighter. But I still want it like a decently color, decent blue. Maybe to keep the same saturation but just make it lighter. I don't want to lose the funness of it. Even more saturation and lighter, see? Wasn't what I thought. I think that's it. Yeah, that's crazy. I can even push it more now that I'm looking at the comparison. How is with all this extra saturation, extra lightness makes all the difference. Alright, cool. And I think his pant cuffs were a little darker, like the inside of the denim. I think that's a cool effect. Let's keep that. I mean on the other picture. Yeah, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? Little details like that. Should I even do this one like that too, just to bounce it out? I think, oh no, like right there, just that stripe, because it's folded out. Great. Cool. And what color is, I'll leave, since I left hers, I'm going to leave his too. Stylistic choice. Alright. Maybe he should have the same eye colors as Summy. What's going on here? Oh, deselect. I have that thing selected. Deselect. Hello. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. There we go. I guess the Command D just wasn't working. Okay. So I'm keeping it a little rough. Let's go back to over here. The computer's giving me a little trouble. Let's just move him over there. Hello. Key. Alright. Now I can sample some colors, like your eye color. Give him that for now. For the, let's give him a nice gray hair. And it's, I think this gray is it totally gray? It's usually I would avoid, but, oh no, see, it's got a little orange in it. That's why it's not looking too bad, because I was saying, but it's not looking bad. A little bit of orange in there. Or else it would flatten it out. You usually don't want to use pure whites, blacks, or grays. I think whites are a little different because you can use them as highlights, and I don't know, for some reason it doesn't seem to flatten the image out too much. But blacks and pure grays, I think because it usually flattens it out. Like the outline here is not a pure black, it's like a bluish, a really dark blue. It just appears black to the naked eye. By the way, you guys should put some clothes on your eyes. It's not very respectful or appropriate, you know. Alright, I gotta go soon because I'm gonna be tutoring this kid, doing some art tutoring. I think, see, now let's see what we're looking at here. We've got the basic colors now. I'm just coloring it in white. I guess because if I put the shadows, but I don't think I'm gonna bother with shadows. I just want to create the flat. Alright, so what am I feeling here? I think the skin, I'm going to hide that, it's still selected, is not saturated enough. There we go. When the skin's less saturated, it's going to look more lifeless. Another thing I could see happening is giving them a little blush. Let's see what that's about. Let's see what that's about. No, no, okay, so we want to go here. And then I'm going to go, and I'm just going to take the red, and I'll put it at like 170. Let's see if that even looks different. No, he's going to look like a crazy doll. Alright, I think we're good here. And that's pretty much it. I'll put in shadows and stuff. It's a pretty simple design. Oh, I didn't give him his eyeglasses. That's kind of good because it's nice to do it on a separate layer because then I can experiment with it if I need to. So we've got a new layer. Put it all the way on top. Oops. Oh yeah, and then I got to deselect, deselect, deselect. There we go. Command Z. See, why is this? Sometimes these things don't work. Alright. So he's got these square glasses, which I think is pretty snazzy. So make sure. So now I'm not gonna place them based on the eyes because I was about to do that and it's not working. Got to place it based on the nose. So the center of the nose is right here. So I'm gonna go a little bit to the right and left of that. Yeah, that's looking pretty snazzy. Looking cool, Gramps. It's weird that it goes all the way down like that, but it's okay. No, that looks normal. Alright, cool. And I don't need to clean them up too much. Just like that and like that. And then if I was going to do the final one, let's see, how would I indicate these classes with color in the final version? Would I keep it 100% clear? Or create a layer and put like white with a low opacity over it? Maybe like that. Lighten. See, I'm trying some different overlay. It's kind of fun. I don't know, I kind of like that better. Either that or lighten. I think I like overlay. But I don't know if it captures the effect properly or normal. You're just normal with the opacity really low. Or none. Maybe none. Actually, I think none is the winner. Alright, cool. So I think that's it. So if I was to summarize the redesign process, how I do it anyways, it would be to first get to the heart and soul of your character. Second, to draw him or her out into basic shapes. Third, to put in the details in the sketching and try to consider that every aspect of him or her contributes to the story. So in saying that now, I'm thinking back of like, all right, maybe what about his hat? Should it be a little scruffy? Should it be no? I think he keeps his hat in good shape. That's kind of like we're not going for like a rough farmer type. He's like a family man farmer type. He's doing some lighter gardening, and not like hard labor in all day and night kind of thing. So it's cool that he's cleaner about it, but he's got his farmer type outfit on. What else? So after you put in the details, considering them how they relate to the character, then you're going to put in the flats, and the flat colors are very important because you want to keep those consistent throughout the whole book so that there is continuity and just more professional that way. And then that's it pretty much. Shadows and stuff you can do on the book thing. I don't think you have to. On summies, I did end up putting the shadows and stuff because I kind of just wanted to get a full concept, and also the gradient. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this gradient and see if it'll work too. So we got the shadows. I'm not going to do that right now. Make a new layer. Oh, I can't. How do I? Okay, so what I can do is like this. Very cool. And then there it is. Transform. Let's put it across the whole guy. And it's an overlay layer. Yes. And then blending options. Create clipping mask. Alright. Create clipping mask for that. Alright, so I might use a different gradient on him. I'm not really feeling this gradient that much. I'm going to leave it in the flats for now. I think it'll work out fine in the end. Alright, cool. I hope that was helpful. And if you guys redesign any characters, make sure to link them in the description so I can check them out. Always like checking out your guys' artwork for real. But not many people actually share it, so that's why I say these things. Alright, peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.